All right, everybody. This is workout number 1 for your off week. If you have a hammer, you're going to spend the practice session working on the flow. If you do not have a hammer, well, let me back up. Get yourself warmed up. You know the movements, 8-minute EMOM. If you need an interval timer, go to Gym Boss in Google Play or the App Store. It's already got an every minute on the minute programmed in. Change the movement up when you hear the beep. Then you are going to practice the full flow if you have the hammer. If you don't have a hammer, don't worry about it. I've got a secondary movement for you, but if you want one, remember, because you are taking Camp Hammer Things, you get access to purchase your own hammer at cost to produce. So shoot me a message and I'll make sure you get the code. If you are without your hammer, you're gonna spend the 15 minutes practicing this single leg balance touch. You're gonna feel a lot of glute, a lot of hamstring, a lot of ankle and shin here because there's a lot of stability that goes into this, but we're working on balance if you don't have a hammer. Then we're getting into the training. You've got 3 rounds, 50 body weight squats, that BW stands for body weight, 40 glute bridges, 30 sit-ups, 20 push-ups, and a 1-minute plank. Okay, we're gonna do 3 rounds of that. Give yourself 2 or 3 minutes to rest in between rounds, but I want you to bear in mind, your legs have recovered by the time you get to the plank, so your legs are fresh. The thing that's withholding you is going to be your heart rate. So I'm going to fold all of those movements in here with a little bit of voiceover and a couple of coaching cues, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, so this is a single leg touch and reach. It's a balance drill. You're going to feel it in your hip. You're going to feel it in your ankle and your calf. You're probably going to feel it in your back a little bit just because there's going to be a lot of stabilization. But when I think reach, it's going to be my foot reaching behind me as I go down for my toe. And then I'm going to bring that up. Okay? And then I'm going to lose my balance. But that's what we're fighting. Balance training looks like losing your balance on purpose until you stop losing your balance when you expect to. So as I'm knee up, I'm going to try and pick the smallest point possible to stare at, not move my gaze the whole time. Fight the counterbalance, move slow, and bring it back up. If you lose your balance, that's fine. You can go 2 or 3 in a row, or you can alternate feet. It's whatever feels best for you. The goal is just find stability. If you lose it, you lose it. That's part of the process. All right, points of performance on a body weight squat. You can use a mat, you can not use a mat. I'm looking for my feet to be between my hip and my shoulder width apart. I'm going to try and keep my spine as tall as possible, sit my hips down till they get lower than the crease of my knee. Now this is going to depend on mobility, but I'm looking for this, down low enough that the hip crease is below the knee, and then stand tall. Arms can be along for the ride. I find that I get taller in the spine if I bring my arms up. So making sure we're squeezing the glutes and the quads on top and sitting deep enough into each rep. Okay, so body weight squats, that's what we're looking for. Okay, we're looking at glute bridges today. You're gonna wanna walk your heels closer to your butt than I think most of you are probably gonna do as a general inclination, because I want the most glute and hamstring engagement as I drive up into this position. The goal is gonna be to get a straight line from the shoulder through the hip into the bent knee. So I'm feet a little bit closer. We can go hands down, hands overhead, but I'm driving through the glute, squeeze the hamstring and the glute as hard as I can, get a straight line, and then bring that back down. Up, squeeze, and bring it back down. Cool? Okay, we're working a sit-up. If you were here at camp, we were doing sit-ups with the hammer in hand, and we did it a couple of different ways. For this one, what I want you to focus on is use your arms to throw into this upright position and then get as tall as possible on top. So we can take the feet one of 2 ways. I can go knees bent, touch, 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 trying to get as tall as possible there, or I can butterfly that out. If your hips feel pinchy, the butterflying of the position is going to be helpful. But there, up tall. Use the arms to generate momentum because we're going to be dealing with a higher volume. Okay, push up. The thing that I want you to think about on this one is let's adjust the hand position so that, might help if you could see, My index fingers and my thumbs are pointing at one another, making a diamond, but they're wider. And this is going to help us engage a little bit more chest, a little bit more tricep in a good position. And then do whatever scale with your knees or your feet that will allow you to get your chest all the way down to the ground and then push back up and through. Off weeks are a good opportunity to fix stuff in terms of movement pattern on calisthenic work. So I'm looking for that that diamond shape, squeeze the glute, and then we'll drop all the way down to chest touch. Easy piece. Keep the glute squeezed. Don't let yourself end up in a pike position after every rep. All right, working in 1 minute of plank. Be thinking about where the squeeze is happening through your body, and it should go all the way from the soles of your feet up to your shoulders and back down. If you give yourself periodic parts of your body to focus on the contraction for, it'll help distract you from the fact that you're doing a plank. But palms parallel to one another, flat on the ground. I want my hips in straight line from my shoulders. Okay, now I'm going to think about squeezing my quads, my glutes, my abs, bringing my elbows towards my hips, and then I'll keep that going. So pressing the ground away, squeeze the stomach, glutes, be as active as possible. 1 minute's worth of time.